welcome back to a Multiplex a movie melee. I almost said Warzone, but my brain stopped myself at the last second. Good for me, brain. Anyway, I'm your host, Kaleb Boatman, and today we got a matchup in the melee singles tournament, the big 32-person one. This is the big one, the big boy, the big event, the multi-thing, the coolio boolio. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, Payson, you're here. It's Scott versus Robert. 16 versus 17. These are mathematically, statistically, rankingly speaking, the two closest people can be. How do you think about this?
Yeah, like you said, this is the closest match in like numbers wise that we have in this tournament. It's always an exciting time for the year-end movie melee. Let's see what happens today. All I just know is tournament time, baby.
Yeah. So we will get started with first up, Scott. Scott, you have a number 17 seed going into this. How are you feeling?
I'm good. You know, I have been joking about this, like half joking about it recently, but because of the way my record fluctuates between like one above 500, one below 500, like I never stray too much. I'm like, I am the middle of this league, and now we have definitive proof because this is the 16 versus 17. As you said, this is literally like the middle of the bracket. So I don't know what's going to happen in this match. Win or lose, but I'm at 500 right now. So whatever happens this match, the opposite is going to happen next match. That's just kind of how it works out. But I'm happy to play Robert.
There's an episode of Seinfeld where no matter what for Jerry, he always evens out. If something bad happens to him, something good happens to him.
Theory of balance.
Vice versa. You're the Jerry Seinfeld of this community in that extent.
I'll take it.
And maybe others. You might voice an animated bee at some point in the future. Who knows? Anyway, let's bring in Robert and his manager, Jake Meltzer. Robert, you're the 16 seed, as we've said, kind of the exact middle of the pack here. How are you feeling?
Well, the first year I did this, I think I was 13, and then last year I was 31st. So now I'm back to where I was originally. I was looking at records and I was like, well, if I don't play one of the 5 or 6 people in our faction who have a 500 record, I bet Scott's who I play, and that's how it ended up. So look at that. Good thing rankings work the way they're supposed to.
Yeah. So I know, Robert, it's like there's no pressure on you. This is not your primary division. So you can just come out here and just have a good time. Scott's a good dude. He may like Taylor Swift a tad too much, but otherwise, good dude. But I do have one question for him with Jerry Seinfeld on the brain. Scott, you like jazz?
There it is. I have been in a courtroom like that movie, so yeah.
With that, this isn't a good fella. This is a bad fella, and we'll get started with round number 1. Round 1's going to work like this. 8 different questions, 8 different categories. All 8 right, bonus question. 3 repeats, and a challenge allotted to you throughout the entire match. Should you need it? Anyway, remember to keep your hands on the screen at all times. We'll get started with your first question, which comes in the category of sports. What sport is the Damned United about?
You know, I've been hosting matches for 2 years. That was like the most intense and like gravitas you've done, like reading the rules. Good job.
You know, I'm not in the tournament, taking a break, so I get to add more weight to my hosting. 5.
What?
4.
I'm
3,
shocked at this.
2, 1. Pens down. Realized we hadn't announced that by the time this is recorded. Anyway, Robert.
I said soccer, football.
And Scott.
Soccer.
That both correct. Anyway, we'll get into our next question.
That's right. Your next question will be coming to you in the category of classics. What is the titular treasure in the Treasure of the Sierra Madre?
I believe the Treasure of the Sierra Madre is Spanish for the Treasure of the Sprite Mother. 5, 4.
I like that.
2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Scott.
I said gold.
And Robert.
Gold.
I I appreciate that, Robert. Gold is correct as we get into your third question, the category of drama. The category that you save for no one but yourself. Anyway, your question. Who plays Christoph, the director, in The Truman Show?
Now it's really funny. On call, we have a very nice lawyer man playing. There's a video game series I play with a piece of shit lawyer named Christoph.
Oh, yeah. Is that Phoenix Wright? Yeah.
Yeah.
Objection! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Rip headphones users. Let's go to Robert.
Ed Harris.
And Scott.
It's always Ed Harris.
It is always Ed Harris.
Your next question will be coming to you in the category of 80s. What 80s film features a cast that includes Willem Dafoe, Harvey Keitel, and Barbara Hershey, and David Bowie?
You can tell it's a bar question because instead of using the 3, he uses 4 people for some reason.
It's a god-awful smooth affair.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Pens down, Scott. Let's go to Scott.
I mean, I didn't even finish writing. I was writing The Man Who Fell to Earth, but it's not right.
And Robert.
Oh, I just said Platoon.
Both incorrect. The correct answer was The Last Temptation of Christ.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah.
As we get to your next question in the category of actors and actresses. What actress has appeared in the following films? Conspiracy Theory, August Osage County, and 1990s Flatliners. Look, we have a policy of not changing questions before we read them, but I hate the way that things are worded sometimes.
I was going to say, you can tell who wrote this.
Repeat.
4, 3, oh, okay. That is Robert's first repeat. Your question again in the category actors and actresses. What actress has appeared in the following films? Conspiracy Theory, August Osage County, and 1990 Flatliners.
Let's change the subject. Are there any conspiracy theories you think Multiplex can go on the record of supporting?
I mean, I killed JFK.
Yeah, I mean, that's
3,
as
2,
old as time itself now.
Yeah, that
hands
was
down. Let's go to Scott.
Julia Roberts.
And Robert.
And Sandra Bullock for some reason and changed it to Julia Roberts.
Julia Rob Hertz is correct. As we get into your fifth question, or sorry, your
Sixth question.
which is going to be Payson's question.
Sixth question will be coming to you in the category of music. Which member of the Beatles does Jack get to meet in Yesterday? Gonna be rewatching this movie soon.
Oh yeah, because of the thing.
Yeah. You can say Black. It's podcast.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. I didn't want to get too inside baseball or whatever. Let's go to Robert.
John Lennon.
And Scott.
John Lennon.
John Lennon is correct. As we get to your penultimate question in the category of Oscars, Saving Private Ryan, The Graduate, and The Lord of the Rings Return of the King all won what Oscar?
There are a lot of different ways I could go with this banter, so I'm just going to say, which is your favorite movie of these?
The Graduate.
I agree.
I don't think that's controversial. 5.
No, yeah.
I'll take a repeat.
That is Scott's first repeat. And Scott, your question in the category of Oscars is Saving Private Ryan, The Graduate, and The Lord of the Rings Return of the King all won what Oscar? Payson, who would you rather save? Private Ryan or Mr. Banks?
Or Mr. Banks. I think I'm going to say Mr. Banks because he probably has a lot of money because Banks.
5,
I'll say Silverman.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Good man, Robert. Let's go to Robert.
Best director.
And Scott?
Oh, that might be it. I said adapted screenplay.
Best director
Yeah.
is correct.
So we will be moving on to your final question in this round because there are no perfect rounds in the category of musicals. What 70s I'm going to start that again. What 70s musical takes place primarily at Rydell High?
I think it would be more interesting if it was what 70s mucus cold takes place at Rydell High.
That's a nice Family Guy level joke.
Yeah, it's a little better.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Scott
Greece.
and Robert.
They say it's the word.
That is correct. And it is 7-6 coming out of round number 1. Okay, we are back and going to round 2. Round 2 is going to work like this. You're going to get 5 different questions, whatever category you get. You get it right, 2 points, multiple choice, 1 point. Get it wrong, other player gets a chance for a steal. You get a chance to spin the wheel. If you like it, you can keep it. If you don't, you can spin again, but then you're stuck with it. Categories on our lovely wheel tonight are MCU, directed by Noah Baumbach, scores and soundtracks, romance, comic book movies, recent releases, coming of age / teen, and crime, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. Scott, would you like to spin first or defer?
Robert picks.
Or Robert, I meant. Robert, would you like to spin first or defer?
I mean, we would like Scott to spin first anyway.
Yeah.
So I would say defer.
Handshake emoji. Yeah.
Scott, this is your spin.
Wheel of Morality, turn, shows the lesson that we should learn.
And you land on scores and soundtracks. So like to keep that or spin again?
I'll spin again.
And this is the category you are stuck with.
What are you stuck with?
All
You
right.
land on crime.
Okay.
That was close.
So, Scott, I will give you your questions in the category of crime. Who plays lawyer Manny Riskin in The Wolf of Wall Street?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options are A. David Krumholtz, B. Jon Favreau, C. Anthony Rapp, D. Adam Goldberg.
I'll say Adam Goldberg.
That is incorrect, Robert, for the 1 point steal. Your options are A. David Krumholtz, B. Jon Favreau, C. Anthony Rapp, or D. Adam Goldberg.
Jon Favreau.
That is correct for 1 point. Your next question. What city does The Long Goodbye take place in?
I'm gonna go for it. Los Angeles.
That is incorrect, Robert, for the 2 point steal.
San Francisco.
That is correct for 2 points. And your next question in the category of crime. What organization do Alan and Rupert work for in Mississippi Burning?
The FBI.
That is correct for 2 points. Your next question. In The Player, David thinks a person with what film-based profession is after him?
Screenwriter.
Correct for 2 points. And to tie the game, I believe.
Yep.
As we get into your final question in the category of crime, who directed The Asphalt Jungle?
Stanley Kramer.
That is incorrect, Robert, for the 2 point steal. Five.
Sam Peckinpah.
That is also incorrect, looking for John Huston.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
So, it is currently 10-10 tied as we get into Robert's spin. Robert, this is your spin.
Nice.
Asphalt Jungle, great movie, by the way.
And
Come on.
I assume I should take MCU.
I assume that you should as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
it gives me the least risk for everything. So,
Payson, we'll let you give Robert his questions in the category of the MCU.
Absolutely, Robert. Your first question in the category of the MCU. In Spider-Man No Way Home, what is thrown through a window while Peter is having a legal meeting with Matt Murdock, which he catches?
it's because he's a good lawyer, a brick.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. What is the name of the company that Scott robbed that was the job that got him initially arrested in Ant-Man?
Let's forget this. Multiple choice, please.
Your multiple choice options. Is it A,
Scott, can we
VistaCorp?
have hands on screen, please?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You're good.
Is it A, VistaCorp, B, Gemini, C, Diamond Arc, or D, Triple Axle Association?
VistaCorp.
That is correct for 1 point. Your third question. In Black Panther, the herb that gives the Black Panther their powers is named after what shape?
Heart.
That is correct for 2 points. Your penultimate question in the category of the MCU. Who plays Betty's boyfriend, Leonard, in The Incredible Hulk?
Ty Burrell.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question in the category of the MCU. What kind of creature is Goose in Captain Marvel?
It's a Flurkin.
That is correct for 2 points.
Okay, so with that, I have Robert at 19, Scott at 10. So, 19 to 10 as we get into round number 3. Round 3 is going to work like this. Each competitor is going to get to pick what they want for their 1, their 2, and their 3 and 4 point question. Categories they will be able to pick from are comic book movies, directors, 1980s, Sandra Bullock, classics, comedies, westerns, and musicals. We will let them pick their categories, and we will be right back. Okay, our competitors have picked what they want for their 1, their 2, their 3, and their 4 point question. We will start with Scott, since he is down with his 1-pointer in comic book movies. I'll be giving Scott his questions. So, Scott, actually, I'll be giving Robert his questions. Jason, go ahead.
Scott, your 1-pointer in the category of comic book movies. Who stars as John Henry Irons in Steel?
Shaquille O'Neal.
That is correct for 1 point. We will be sticking with Scott for his 2-pointer in the category of westerns. Your 2-pointer. James Stewart, Carl Malden, and Debbie Reynolds all have roles in what Western anthology?
How the West Was Won.
That is correct for 2 points. We will go over to Scott's 3-pointer in the category of classics. And I believe that Scott does have to hit both his 3 and his 4, correct?
He also would have needed to hit his 2, yes.
Yeah.
That is my bad. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Okay. Your 3-pointer in the category of classics. What is the profession of Deborah Kerr's character in Black Narcissus?
Paul, why didn't you tell me this when you watched it yesterday? 5. Let's just take a repeat.
All right, that is your second repeat. What is the profession? What is the profession of Deborah Kerr's character in Black Narcissus?
Good game, Robert. Nurse.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, Robert Castner. The correct answer was a nun. She is a nun.
Oh.
So, we are going to go to post-match interviews, starting with Scott. Scott, just seems like round 2 didn't go your way, and that's kind of the way the cookie crumbled.
Yeah, well, hey, I guess this means I'll win the next one, right? Again, based on the earlier logic. But I'm disappointed to go out in round 1. I think I've only made it past round 1 like one time in the tournament. But yeah, it just didn't go my way today. I should have thought about the long goodbye for another second. I knew that was San Francisco, but he got MCU, so even if I hit that one, it probably doesn't make that big of a difference. So yeah, I feel like I've come up against Spinner's Choice games a lot recently, so hopefully luck will swing back in my favor in the future. But yeah, good game to Robert. Obviously, he still had to take care of business with his strength, and he did that. So good game to him.
That is fair. Well, thank you, Scott. When we do see you back, who do you want to play next?
That's a good question. I guess Robert referenced 5 other people or something in his faction that had a 500 record. So I guess one of them, because I'm still going to be hovering around there probably at that point. So yeah, I'll give it a shot against.
That's fair enough. Well, thank you, Scott. Now our winner tonight, Robert. Robert, you pulled off the victory. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good because the wheel's been really nice to me this year in Melee. And I gotta say, I put in a lot of work on Bombach, and I realized how alike a lot of his movies are. And I told my wife after watching a bunch of them, let's never get divorced, please, because it seems really, really bad for everyone involved. No, it feels good. I was under the impression coming into this that if I won, I would play you, Mr. Boatman. So I just wanted to get that win out of the way. So when I go back to 500, I would feel okay. But now I learned something different. Not that that's going to make anything easier, just that, I had an expectation. Now it's been shorn. So
that's fair. I don't think I currently have the information on who you're going to play next, but obviously it would be the winner of the 1 or the 32. So out of that, how do you feel about that prospect, I guess?
The last time I advanced in the tournament, I played a computer man, and he beat me by the last question because I forgot a stupid kick-ass 2 question. And he played a really great match against you. You went on to win, and then he went on to be the champion. So my expectation is that it will be hard. I'm hoping that I just get a bit more luck on my side and take care of business, or at least make it close.
That's fair. Well, Jake, you have anything to add before we go?
Yeah, I think I feel a little bad for Scott because I know he is very on the record about his disdain for the category that Robert spun in round 2. So I imagine I can sympathize with him, his frustration. But I think even before that, Robert showed that he played really well. He got 7 points at round 1. I think he was just kind of in the pocket for this one anyway. So, yes, he got a little bit of luck in round 2, but I think he showed today that I think whether he spins his strength or not, he's not going to be an easy out for whoever he plays next. Presumably the 1 seed, no offense to whoever the 32 seed is. Likely the 1 seed, whoever that is, and it's shockingly not you. So, yeah, I think it's all house money from here for Robert. We're not under any illusions, but hey, anything can happen. We're in March Madness right now. That has borne fruit in that tournament, and I think it can bear fruit in this tournament as well.
That's fair. I know I'm cutting out a little bit, but that's okay. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Robert. Payson, any final thoughts before we head out of here?
Yeah, I could tell Scott during round 2, he was trying to take some big swings, which sometimes you got to do in order to get points, and they unfortunately didn't seem to work out. And yeah, Robert, he got spinner's choice, and he definitely capitalized on knowing his strengths. So I think both players played a great game.
That's fair. Well, thank you to Scott. Thank you to Robert. Thank you to Jake for managing. Thank you to Payson for hosting. Thank you to everyone at home for watching. This has been Multiplex Movie Melee. We will see you later.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
If it taken.
Goodbye.